Hi everyone, welcome to Module 2. So Module 2, Week 2, is we really start to get into learning concepts of user experience design. So as you know, we pop into overview is going to give us kind of a preview of what we're going to learn and do. Learn and explore is where all the content is, and then apply and submit is where you submit your work for the week. So if we pop into learn and explore, you're going to see it looks like this. And we're going to start off this week really learning about Norman principles. So Don Norman, one of the fathers of, or grandfathers of UX design, has a nice little video here kind of discussing an example in terms of discoverability. Anyways, you can kind of click through, look at these examples. Here are these guys. You should know that these are like little flashcards. I think this kind of communicates that is the function there, but just showing you anyways. And so we have examples going through discoverability, feedback, signifiers, affordances, all these design principles that you're familiar with because you completed the reading for Module 1 in theory before you go into Module 2. And then we're going to move through that. You have a couple, some additional readings where you can click to articles. And I'll usually note if I really want you to read something or if it's optional beforehand. This one's optional, just a little more on design principles. And then I give you an activity preview and tell you how you're going to do something with the content in your apply and submit page. And if you feel like if this works for your learning style to just go right into that activity right after we discuss those concepts, then you have this link right here in the moment. Otherwise, you can go through the whole content and then move forward in the module to the apply and submit. It's up to you. And then we get into CRAP. So there's a lot of different acronyms that are similar to CRAP. I like to stick with the old school simple one: contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity. You can drop down each one of these. It gives you a definition, maybe some tools you can use as a designer, like a contrast calculator or two. And then I actually do a sample. Let's see if this will pop up okay. I do a sample analysis of screenshots from fake websites, essentially, and I explain the element of contrast there. And so I do that for contrast, repetition, alignment, proximity. There's a little watch the video after each one of these. So be sure they are nested in there, so be sure to watch those. Then we've got a little handout, just downloadable resources for you guys. You can print them if you like that, or just save them into a class folder. Additional readings. And then we get into UI and UX and discussion around that. And then we move into color, and you have another little video to watch. This one on color psychology. Take notes, you'll use them later. We talk about red and green specifically with some outside articles. There's a tool for you here that simulates color blindness, just to kind of like familiarize yourself with that, since a significant portion of your users may be working with color blindness to varying degrees. 1 in 12 men is a lot, 1 in 200 women. And then we have some required readings around color, a few of them. And then once we're done with that, we move into typography. So I start with the history of typography, and just because I think it's good to know where things come from, helps us understand user behaviors and our relationship with these concepts. And a couple TED Talks for you to watch. One is on the power of typography, and then there will be another later on here. These are links to little games to play. The kerning game is fun. You should definitely do that. You read an article on letting, just things you should be familiar with as a designer, some UX rules for using font, additional readings, and then that other TED Talk I was talking to you about. And this one's going to focus on like the feel of font and how it affects us subconsciously. Another must watch. And then we look at some book covers as examples, and then you will have a book cover design. And so again, if right when this is fresh, you want to pop right over to it, you have a quick link to apply and submit here, or again, you can wait till the end. And then we're getting close to wrapping up this module, and we talk about brand identity and how its relationship with color and font. We watch a little SNL clip, and then you're going to do a website brand analysis where you kind of synthesize everything you've learned in this module into your weekly design activity. And again, you can pop right there, or you can, like my face is covering it, you can go to next here, which will bring you right to your apply and submit page and overview of what you're doing, and then discussion board for the book cover. Here's the link to the synchronous class meeting from 11 to 12. If you have any questions on this, I'll be there. Your website brand analysis, and your journal activity this week is on affordances signifiers feedback discoverability in everyday design. And that is your module 2. And yeah, please reach out if you have any questions. It is a longer module, so I plan on releasing it early with module 1, which is shorter. Module 2 is a little bit more representative of some of like the big heavy content modules that we're going to have in the class. That's going to be module 3 next week, so please plan accordingly. Module 4 and 5 are still pretty heavy, and then the class lightens up in terms of content as we move into 6 and 7, just because you're going to be working so much on your prototypes, your client project. But this is a big one, and so I'm going to open it early because I want you to just kind of have extra time as you get used to the rhythm of the class, but do expect this amount of work moving forward into module 3 and 4. All right, reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.